Okay. Notice is hereby given that this is a regular meeting of the City Council of the City of Sandy Oaks, Texas, being held today, Thursday, July 13th, 2023, at 6:30 p.m. at City Hall, 22870 Priest Road, Sandy Oaks, Texas, where a quorum of the City Council is present. All agenda items are subject to action. The meeting is being called to order at 6:33 p.m. Okay, the public will be permitted to offer public comments as provided by the agenda and as permitted by the presiding officer during the meeting by signing up with the city secretary in person at least 15 minutes in advance of the meeting, or by emailing or calling or emailing the city secretary at least 2 hours in advance of the meeting. Any written comments received at least 2 hours in advance of the meeting have been provided to the city council for consideration. Madam Secretary, may I have a call to order?
Yes, Alderwoman Martinez.
Here.
Alderman Rapino.
Here.
Alderman Coffindaffer.
Here.
Alderman Fillinger.
Here.
Alderman Rapino.
Here.
Oh, I got you down there twice.
That's all
I
right.
just
I'm
wanted to
here
make sure you're
twice.
still here.
Mhm.
Okay, we have our city attorney and city secretary. Mayor Pro Tem Alvarado is out today. And we do have a forum.
Thank you. May we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, moving on. All right, moving on to item 3, citizens to be heard. Persons wishing to speak may sign up with the city secretary in the time and manner as indicated above. Ma'am, do we have anybody signed up?
No, we didn't.
Okay. All right, so mayor and administrator announcement updates. So as of now, November 7, 2023 is the general elections. Candidates, first day to file for a place on the ballot for alderman places 1, 3, and 5 begins July 22nd, which is 9 days, right? Yep.
Yeah.
9 days, and ends at 5 p.m. on August 21st, 2023. So if you're interested in a position with the city council and want to get on the ballot, we do encourage you to do so. I know we have a lot of people that have very strong opinions and want to see the city successful. So we ask that they come out and get involved, because that's the only way that things are going to change if they feel things need to be changed. The other announcement that I do have is that the gate at the park is currently working. And so that I believe it operates at 7 a.m. to open and closes at 9:30. Priscilla, what time does the gate close? I can't remember what I told you. 9:30?
The gate currently closes at 8:30 until they can make the adjustment, and then it will turn to 9:30.
Okay, so right now it's closing at 8:30, which is about the time the sun sets. But I do want to open it up a little bit more for the summer. And then we'll kind of just adjust accordingly as, time changes.
Let me ask a question, Priscilla. If you're in the park and it's closed, if you come, will it open from the inside?
So the gate does have a sensor. So as you drive up and you're inside the park, it will open up for you.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. But
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure.
Yeah, that is,
Because
yeah,
we
no,
do
that's
have activities down there that sometimes.
for sure.
There's a
Okay,
cutout.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good, thanks.
all right. Moving on to agenda item 5, consent agenda. All matters listed under the consent agenda are considered routine by the city council of the city of Sandy Oaks and will be enacted by one motion. There will not be separate discussion of these items. If a discussion is desired, an item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately.
And I did not get the minutes from the last meeting and finished them. You can hold them.
Okay.
Voting item 5A, I make a motion that we accept the consent agenda.
I'll second.
I just want to take a quick look at this real quick. All right, so I got a motion from Alderman Coffindaffer, and a second from Alderman Rapino to approve the consent agenda minus item 5A, which is the minutes from the 2022, June 22nd, 2023 regular city council meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Thank you. All right, moving on to the financial reports. Item 6, the income and expenses for June 2023 will be reported by the city secretary, Catherine Yelton, with possible discussion and action. Ma'am, you have the floor.
Before I begin, I wanted to be known that the bond fund was paid off the engineers, and to do so, the money, it was in a savings account, so the money had to be moved to the general fund to write a check off. So the beginning balance as of June 1st was $317,932.65. We had checks and payments of $983,258.99 and deposits of $948,493.45, leaving an ending balance as of June 30th in the general fund of $283,167.11. The next one will be the ARPA fund reconciliation. Beginning balance is $716,717.50. Checks and payments of $220,936.22. Bringing an ending balance as of June 30th, 2023 of $539,781.28. The bond fund at the beginning of the month of June had a balance of $617,842.58. Checks and payments of $861,827.80. A deposit of $243,985.82. Leaving a balance, there was at the last day of the month, I thought we could clear it with a zero, but there was a deposit of interest of $23.03. It's in the bond fund, so I'll probably move that to the general. Then we have the TDA grant summary. The balance of $51,970. At the beginning of the month, we have a check and payment of $33,750. And a deposit of the same amount, $3,750, leaving the same balance at the end of the month. I don't know why this one says 531 at the top, but it should be 630 of $51,970. The rest of the report is just the budget details for the month and the budget compared to the actual.
I'd like to adjust the bond fund reconciliation. I think we should authorize transfer of $23.23 or 0 cents to the general fund and close the bond fund bank account. Need to make a motion or
Yes. Should be.
okay.
By a budget.
Well-
By a budget amendment at the next meeting.
Good do that.
So we want to just do that.
Sure.
Do a budget amendment next month, next meeting.
Yeah, I'll get somebody to sponsor that agenda.
I'll put it on the agenda.
So don't transfer.
Well, that makes it easy.
Yeah,
Don't
don't transfer it. Let's do a budget amendment.
Let's get it authorized and do it right.
Any other questions on the budget? Okay, then we will move on.
We would normally have a motion to accept the financial report and it's presented or as amended.
Oh, okay. I completely
And
forgot.
I'll make that motion
There you
to
go.
accept the financial report as presented.
And I'll second it. As presented.
All right, I have a motion from Alderman Fillinger and a second from Alderman Rapino to accept the financial report as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? That's unanimous. Thank you. All right, moving on to the investment report, received brief from Alderman Rapino on quarterly investment report with possible discussion and our action.
Okay, the beginning date of the investment report for Texaco Investment was 4/1/2023. And the maturity date was June 30th, 2023. The beginning amount was $661,066. The ending amount was $132,770.40 for the net earnings of $1,108.74, which is not bad for this quarter. I wanted to clarify the audit reports finding last month's meeting where they sort of reported that the collateral we were under collateralized for September 2022 and October of 2022. And that was maybe not in error, but it was due to ignorance that governmental agencies have double the FDIC rate, where normal entities have $250,000 of
Insurance.
insurance on their funds. And governmental agencies have double that. So we were not under collateralized, we were okay. And so the auditors are going to make, they're going to change that letter and leave out that paragraph. And I talked to the people at the collateralization a couple of weeks ago, plus the people at Chase and the auditors, and everything is hunky-dory again. So I didn't know that. It didn't come up in any of the training that I had, and evidently the auditors didn't know it either, nor did the local Chase guy until they I raised hell like them for not doing it. So we're good, and that's all I have to say. I guess. Does anyone want to make a motion to accept the investment report?
I'll make a motion that we accept the investment report as presented.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion from Alderman Coffindaffer and a second from Alderwoman Martinez to accept the investment report as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? That is unanimous. Thank you. All right, moving on. Updates and announcements from Chief Lopez with possible discussion and or action. Chief, you have the floor.
Yes, Mayor. Thank you, City Council. Good evening. So for the past several months, we put in a position for animal control, and we finally had a candidate. It was interviewed by me and also by our board, and so hopefully things will come to positive for this individual and the city as well, moving forward with an animal control officer. And also, we had an open position for a police officer position. Have an oral board. I interviewed him, and then we're having an oral board next week. Hopefully, that will be placed in the near future as adding another police officer to the department.
When is the board, Chief?
Next Wednesday at 10 o'clock. 10
In the
a.m.
morning?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. All right, moving on. Presentation of monthly report by Chief Lopez with possible discussion and or action. Once again, sir.
Okay, for the month of June, it was always busy. So for court, we had whenever y'all are ready, we had 92 court defendants. 159 cases, moving down to traffic stops. For the month, we had 104. 113 citations were given, 51 warnings. Calls for service from myself was 6. Corporal Castillo was 27. Officer Maldonado was 31. And you can see the totals to the right for the yearly totals. Arrested individuals was 5. 4 calls for service for assist other law enforcement agency, Bear County. 4 assist EMS, 1 call for animal cruelty and neglect, 3 calls for service for animal dog loose, 1 for pig, 1 for an assault, 4 calls for assist the public, 3 custody or visitation civil matter, 2 general civil matters, 1 abuse credit card, debit card, 2 calls for service trash garbage code violations, 4 citations were issued for junk vehicles code violations. 1 issued for skirting mobile home violation was 1, 3 commercial vehicle violations, 3 citations for dogs, 1 for family disturbance, 1 call for shots heard, fire disturbance, 1 for stray livestock animals, cow, 1 fire structure, 1 verbal telephone harassment call, 5 calls for information, 1 call for narcotics violation, 2 thefts, 1 evading traffic stop, 6 traffic violations, 1 welfare check, and 5 total vehicles. And then if you look at the arrest, we had 1 resident that was arrested for DWI for a county warrant. The other 4 were non-residents. 2 of them were for burglary habitation with intent to commit felony force. 2 warrants were issued for them and they were arrested. Another arrest warrant for possession of cocaine, followed by a warrant with us. That individual was arrested as well. And then last one was organized criminal activity, was a county warrant. So
People got a question.
Mobile home skirting violation, what's that?
they don't have any skirting around the trailer.
It's an ordinance.
Otis? Commercial vehicle, 3?
Um,
What was that one? Or those?
I believe it was, I have to look in through a little bit further on that.
No big deal.
I think they were undated, permits that they need with the county or the permit.
Question on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Junk vehicle.
6 line animal pig. And then if you jump down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 lines, dog, horse, pig. Are we double dipping there possibly?
No, it's just general. That was for that 1 call for service big, the other is just for dogs.
Okay,
It's just general, but on that one is just for the dogs.
okay.
What were the junk vehicle code violations? Well, I mean,
Just,
Yeah, just junk vehicles, expired registration, not in working order,
are they on public roads or on their private property?
private property. Yeah.
Interesting.
It is quite common.
No, I'm not disagreeing with it in the least bit. I think it's actually a good thing. I'm glad. Because people will turn their yard into a blooming junkyard if you let them.
I resemble that in my mind.
I'm not gonna point to any neighbors of mine.
Assist the public. Can you tell us more a little about those?
Assist the public can be could be anything. It could be,
The cat stuck in the tree.
yeah, that or offer service for picking up paint.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Okay. Good.
They're general, they're not specific, but they're just general calls for service that county puts on the CAT system and we just use that.
Okay,
Assistance generally does not involve a code or ordinance involved by that.
And as you requested, I can convince you.
you're good. And I did note that, that you did consolidate.
Well, you gotta give credit to Catherine. She helped me because I wasn't very good at it.
All right. Any other questions? We want to have a motion to approve this report.
No, we say, thank you, Chief.
All right.
Appreciate it, Chief. That guidance, yeah.
All right, so moving on to agenda item nine A. Executive session to deliberate the appointment, compensation, hours, duties, benefits, start date, and or other related matters to employment of an animal control officer pursuant to Texas Open Meetings Act. Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code, section 551-074, personnel matters. The time is now 6:53. We will move into an executive session.
Shall we adjourn to your office or are we gonna ask everybody to adjourn?
Okay, it's time, it's now 7:06. We are back in session. So as we broke off into executive session to talk to to this new animal control position, we do need to discuss the compensation, hours, duties, benefits, start date, and related matters. So the floor is open for any recommendations. So let's start with the hours, or let's start with yeah, let's start with the pay rate.
$15 an hour.
15 an hour.
Sounds right. That's according to the city handbook. I'm good with it.
That is according to the handbook. Any questions? Okay. As far as hours are concerned,
It's a part-time position. I'd say no more than 6 hours a day, no more than 5 days a week. That the hours and the days would be dictated by chief. Because he oversees the program for us.
all right, so no more than 6 hours per day, 5 days a week, and as described per the chief. Does that sound fair?
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Okay. Because it is a part-time position, are there any benefits to be assessed?
No, sir.
Okay,
Show up to get paid.
It's paycheck today.
that's the goal. Do we have a start date in mind?
The 17th
17th?
of July.
Got you. 17th of July. Any questions on that? That sound fair?
Yes.
Let's see here. Duties. What are the assigned duties?
As prescribed in the handbook that we've,
Animal control policy?
Yes,
yes, sir.
So duties is assigned per the control policy.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
And the guidance from chief,
Got you.
because I know he knows more about it than I do.
Okay. All right. So,
And with the understanding that this position is looking towards becoming a full-time position.
okay, with the intention to,
Correct.
yeah, got you.
So do we have a probation period established for this position?
6 months. Yeah.
6 months.
I'm good with that.
Not to exceed 6 months. That works.
And who are you offering this job to?
Name is Ashley Cunningham. She's actually, yeah.
Actually coming?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That young lady right there.
Okay. I understand.
Okay, so in summary, this is a part-time position. Working at max 6 hours per day, up to 5 days a week. The intention is to eventually roll into a full-time position if that's their choice, if that's the decision that both parties make. The compensation is at $15 an hour. The hours are basically going to be assigned by the chief as he will be training and bringing them up to speed. There are no benefits at this time. And the start date is set for 7/17, July 17th, which is Monday.
I think the other thing we ought to clarify is that a week consists of Sunday through Saturday. Just for clarity of.
I think that's, what's the pay, is that the paper?
Sunday.
Sunday through Saturday?
Mhm.
Okay. Well,
So,
Actually, do you have any questions, man? No, I'm sorry.
No.
Took my glasses off. No questions? What we discussed, is that acceptable to you?
Yes.
If it is, I recommend, I move that we appoint Ashley Cunningham as the animal controller starting Monday under the guidance and mentoring of the chief.
I'll second.
Sorry, I got
You
you.
got a second, third, you agree with all this?
With all hours, dates, salary is discussed.
Yep.
Okay, that's- yeah,
All right, so Alderman Fillinger moved that we appoint Ashley Cunningham as the animal control officer with all hours, dates, benefits, duties as discussed in the previous conversation. And we have a second from Alderman Rapino. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Thank you.
Is it, hourly?
Yes.
Would you like to say anything, man?
Uh,
Give me the floor.
All right. So then, did we just jump to B then, right? That's B.
That one.
Yeah.
That was B,
That
okay,
was B.
all right. Cool. All right, moving on. Updated announcements from Park Advisory Committee Chair Alderman Rapino with possible discussion and or action. Tom?
Okay, we didn't have a park committee meeting this week because of illness. But we will have one beginning August 1st, with the next meeting. We did have sort of an impromptu meeting last Friday, of which the mayor took part, and we went around the community center to assess storage and other concerns, and we all decided that we would get the storage shed that the people at the community center need. So other than that, things continue to go well down there at the community center. And, it's a big hit.
Is there anything today?
I believe so. I can't
Bingo.
remember.
Bingo? Tonight's
yeah.
bingo?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did meet with them and had a good conversation, a very candid conversation. And I do want to go on record and say that, when we ask questions, it's never personal, right? It's just, we don't know, right? I don't know enough. And so it was good for me to show up and actually visit with them and hear their thoughts and take in their comments. And then actually look and see, right? And there's probably minor improvements that we can make to increase storage capacity, but they're maximizing it to the best of their ability. And they're doing a good job with it. And, they are volunteers. So, while it's easy to say, oh, well, they should go and clean it up and organize it some more and, do this and that, it's, they don't have to be there as well. So that's certainly, it hit hard, right? Because I mean, we're all volunteers here. So, while it's easy to say they should do more, I think at the same time, I could probably do more too. So, but yeah, it was a good meeting.
Yeah, I thought so too. And they work hard and they'll continue to work hard. It's in their blood. And they're looking forward to expanding some activities when they get that shed and make things better down there. So I think, Charles, did it get off,
I have not, I had worked Monday and I've been following, and then I mean. No.
So it will be ordered.
We'll order tomorrow.
Can it?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
I'll try to get it.
We'll figure it out.
Okay, great. So,
But it will get ordered.
yeah,
I'll promise that.
okay, next meeting will be August 1st.
August 1st, 2023, 6:30.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Anything else? Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Okay. All right, moving on to agenda item 11A, updates and announcements from Public Works Director Priscilla Smith with possible discussion and interaction. Priscilla, you have the floor.
Thank you. Why, if you don't have anything coming
It's hot, man. Be sure to stay hydrated out there.
in.
We don't need anybody getting, sick out there, so be sure to hydrate, take breaks as often as possible, find a shade tree,
Adjust hours, please.
adjust the hours accordingly as you see fit. As the director, I have trust that you can make a proper decision on
Thank you.
getting the most efficiency out of your people, but also keeping their health in mind.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on, item 12. 12A, administration old business, discuss under possible action on the appointment, reappointment of commissioners to the Planning and Zoning Commission. All right, so I have two people in mind for P and Z commissioners. I believe Alderman Coffendaffer had a recommendation.
Yes, I do. I have a recommendation of Jesse Gerardo. He can't be here today because of a business meeting he's in. However, he has worked with other cities where he had lived at. He is a current resident of Sandy Oaks. He owns a business here in town. And he wants to contribute to the community as best he can. I told him about the opening. He said he was interested. He did have every intent of being here. But like I said, he had another meeting he had to attend to, so that happens. It's like,
And what was the name again?
Jesse Guerrero.
Good arrow.
correct,
Okay.
Try harder.
Jesse Guerrero.
There you go. Good job, man.
I'll get there yet.
Man, you live next to me long enough, you can say those. Okay, so
I'd like
You
to
know?
nominate him for one of the two open positions on the P and Z committee.
Okay, I think we need to determine what place we're nominating for.
I believe the two open places we have is 2 and 4, isn't it?
I think there's three.
But we have 3 people in right now. 1, 3, 5 are covered, so it'd be 2 and 4.
Were we removing somebody?
Hmm,
With Melissa.
Oh, we were,
Thomas.
we've already done all that.
Yeah, we did.
okay, so we're just filling the two today. Okay, all right. So what positions were they? 2 and 5?
2 and 4.
2 and
4
4.
and 4.
And that will expire then in a year's time.
But
These
were
are
the
one-year
1, 3, and
positions.
5 gonna expire in a year or 2 years?
They decided to go with 1, 3, and 5.
It's 2 years.
2 years.
Okay, so this one would be 1 year.
Yep.
Yes, these two.
Okay. So these are 1-year appointments.
So your nomination is for place.
I'll stay for place 2
Thank you.
on a 1-year,
On a 1-year appointment.
correct.
And then I do have my recommendation, which is Elena Huerta. Huerta, right? She's a advocate of the city. She's a business owner in the city. She wants to give back, and she's amazingly accepted. So it's not always easy to say yes to more responsibility, unpaid responsibility. So to all our P and Z commissioners, and I would make a recommendation to appoint her to 4 P and Z position 4 for a 1-year appointment as well.
What's your first? Elena, ELENA? So it's
How do we spell your last name, man?
HUERT.
I had a hard time in elementary school.
Yeah.
Please work with it.
All right, so I think we need a motion. So if somebody wants to summarize that up.
I make a motion that we
But
add,
we have 2 motions that he moved to
No, he nominated, he didn't move.
nominated.
Yeah,
He
and I nominated as well.
That's what we need, right? Nominations, or do we need motions?
Yeah, motion.
Okay.
A motion based on the nomination.
Nomination.
So it can be done
Okay.
can I put
collectively.
both in there?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I make a motion that we add Jesse Guerrero to place number 2 and Elena Huerta to place number 4 for the Planning and Zoning Commission
I'll second.
for 1 year.
Okay, so I have a motion from Alderwoman Martinez. And a second from Alderman Rapino. To nominate Jesse Guerrero, to appoint Jesse Guerrero, thank you, to P and Z position 2. And to appoint Elena Huerta to P and Z position 4 on a 1-year appointment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Thank you, that passes. Congratulations. Maybe, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, moving on to new business, discuss under possible action on a work order from the city engineer related to a recommendation on the city's plat application and approval process in compliance with House Bill 3699.
I didn't get anything, did you?
I did not get anything either.
Yeah.
I reached out to him, but then I've been out of the office, so, okay, well then we'll just move on. We'll just.
What was House Bill 3699?
It's to accept
The legislature created some planning restrictions that the city needs to adopt before January, so we still have time regarding plats and planning in the city.
Okay,
we're looking at Floresville's, right? I think that's what he recommended.
Oh, is that what you?
Yeah, we're looking at Floresville's policy, so that way we can just kind of take what's good from it and move it on to others.
plagiarism's beautiful in this business. I
Yeah.
agree completely.
Okay, well then I think that's all we got for today.
I moved it, John.
All right.
Quick question.
Uh,
Are you getting a haircut tonight?
We'll talk about it. All right, that motion is to adjourn. That is approved at 7:22 PM.
Thank you.
Thank you.